and the representative from the board of USE. Thank you for joining us to celebrate the acquisition of Chipa Technologies Uganda, the Uganda Securities Exchange. I know the past have been struggling with this microphone, but I'll survive. Chipa Technologies Uganda admitted as a trading participant and Securities Central Depository Agent. This is a landmark event for us at Chipa and millions of customers on the platform. A development like this brings us one step closer to achieving our vision to unlock global opportunities. I'll briefly take you through founding of Chipa Technologies and give you a small note from our CEO, who is now seated in San Francisco. Chipa Technologies Uganda started and was established in 2018, and we quickly revolutionized our intra-Africa money transfers with the introduction of free local peer-to-peer. Providing fractionless money to cross-border and immediately offering financial inclusion to millions. Today, we are proud to serve more than 5 million people, enabling a largely unbanked and underserved demography to access financial services. Over the past 12 months, we've expanded our reach in the continent by receiving licensing from Uganda, Capital Markets Authority and Bank of Uganda, from Ghana, Bank of Ghana, from Rwanda, Bank of Kigali, and recently from the Reserve Bank of South Africa. We will continue to open up borders, bring quality financial services to life in more countries, and connect more people across the continent. Our CEO mentioned this in a statement. At the core of businesses, origins, stories is people taking an initiative to build products and services they would like to use themselves is different. My co-founder Majid and I set off on a journey to make sending money across and within possible. We knew the problem was simple, but the complex. We also knew great of Hello? Investors with Securities Central Depository accounts can safely trade local stocks on the Chipa Cash application from the comfort of their homes or offices. I invite everyone to download the Chipa Cash app to leverage this new opportunity. The requirement to trade are available and will be made available on all platforms and the USE website. Allow me to thank everyone who has made this momentous occasion possible, especially the teams at the Uganda Securities Exchange, Capital Markets Authority. I'm very, very confident that the integration that we're running with Uganda Securities Exchange on the USE portal is going to be concluded by the end of Q4, which is starting in October. We look forward to helping millions of customers to leverage this investment opportunity by owning a part of the publicly traded company in the Pearl of Africa. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tumulame, for those amazing remarks. Another round of applause to him. We would like to take note of our online audience. We have amazing people that have joined on Zoom. Currently on Zoom, we have over 33 people. Thank you so much for joining this ceremony. And we thank all the others that are joining on YouTube. Right about now, we're going to be welcoming a few questions, 2 or 3 to be precise. Feel free to lift up your hand if you do have a question or comment, and we will give you an opportunity. Thank you. And the offer is going in a few minutes. If you have a question or comment, feel free to raise up your hand and we will give you an opportunity. All right, and with no question, I'd like to invite back Alison to give closing remarks. Then the questions are going to come, definitely.
Yes, morning everyone. My name is Ali Twaha and I work with New Vision. Just a comment and a question. Over the last 3 years, we've seen several stockbrokers exit. And I think this question should go to Paul. And I'm happy that Chipa is here, right from the CEO Ham. He's a young man and he seems to think very different. And I like the disruption that we might see in this market because of Chipa. Most of these other stock brokers that we have in the market, they're a bit traditional. They don't look at things very differently, let me say that. So I just wanted to know from Paul what they're doing about this issue of stockbrokers exiting, and also the plan to, grow. USD has been here for quite some time, but if you tell us that we have only 130 investors, it's a bit like Mr. Richard said, it's a joke. We need to work on that. The other is I wanted Dan to just give us a sneak peek of what Chipa has in stock for us. I'd be happy to see, because one of your flyers here said you don't need to pay cost fees if you're sending money to, let me say, South Africa. I would be glad to see one where you're telling us we don't have to pay those fees when we are trading. I know we'll come up with something like that, but just quick comments around that. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's have Paul pass.
Thank you, Faha. So yes, we've received, we've had 2 stockbrokers opt to leave the market, and this goes hand in hand with the regulator, Capital Markets Authority, as they start the process of exiting. And the 2 equity stockbrokers and Baroda Capital Markets. And I think notices have been put out in the press during this period. Now, the growth of the numbers, going to your question on investors and the joke. Last year, there was innovation that we undertook with MTN Uganda and specifically MTN Momo, where we saw the number of investors grow from 38,000 to 115,000. And we've seen the continuous growth on that platform. So what we are doing is working with partners and leveraging technology. Currently, there are ongoing projects with Airtel. There are projects ongoing with SBG, Uganda, cheaper technology. So we're trying to use technology and different partners to access and open up the market to more investors and to provide the financial inclusion that's required. Yes, it's been slower than required because we believe this role majorly falls with the stockbrokers. But like you mentioned, the disruption is what is required to change the way of accessing the market. And we're starting to see that trend. In addition, the exchange has put in place additional technology on the Easy Portal by putting in place an app. We are going to roll out some more initiatives with the USSD just to ensure that we make it as easy as possible. Of the 75,000 accounts that were opened during the MTN IPO, I would say about 90% of those were using the USSD, which is quite convenient. So we are committed. It's just the beginning of the disruption. We do know that the COVID, the lockdown, and the attraction to the bonds market and the fixed income market and the collective investment scheme provided better returns, but also a home for a lot of money during that period. But what we are working with the central bank at the moment is connecting our CSD to their CSD, and the project is currently in advanced stages, and we believe that by January 2023, investors will be able to trade bonds and treasury bills on the exchange. So this innovation of providing products, solutions, but also providing the convenience should be able to ensure that the market grows. And fixed income is a core goal for us. The other area we have expanded into is the commodities. We are piloting right now under our subsidiary, the Commodities Exchange, with a specific warehouse to reach out to farmers. But this will leverage the equities too, because by being able to open an SCD account and be able to take your commodities into a warehouse, get a receipt, and be able to trade these on the exchange, it creates opportunities for these farmers, but also for investors on the exchange to invest both in equities, commodities, bonds. So the spectrum of our products is going to expand. And we will see this being completed again in Q4 and with a rollout in the first season of 2023. So those are the opportunities within the market, but we will continue to commit and invest in innovation and providing more products on the exchange. The final I'll speak about is that we'll be launching our, what we call a specialist market, the USC specialist market. And that one provides companies that need a stepping stone to come to the exchange. So they don't have to be public, they don't follow specific rules outside the highly regulated environment, but they work with the exchange to put in place the requirements of being able to raise capital. Because there are a lot of investors, private equity, even institutions, public institutions that are willing to invest in companies that need capital. So this specialized market will attract companies that will also provide solutions to investors that want to provide patient capital to these companies. Thank you.
I just wanted to emphasize the importance of technology, right? I think that's what really the whole new world is going to be about. So a lot of the companies that you've seen exit the market have been disrupted out of it. It's not that they would have wanted to stay, they've actually been forced out of the market. And that's why we're seeing newer companies which have new thoughts, who have new ideas, who have new technologies coming onto the market. And that's what the whole world is all about, because the dinosaurs will go away, if you really think about it, and we'll get these new guys coming on board. And to me, that is progress. It's progress because it's going to have exponential growth, because that's what these new companies are about. But I think if as a journalist, the issues that you should really push are the new products that Paul has talked about. You know, the stock exchange for commodities, right? That's a big deal. I think if you think about it, in Uganda, we will now have commodities. Initially, we are starting off with two commodities, maize and beans, right? Commodities being traded on an exchange. So people who are looking for other investment vehicles, here you are. You can invest in beans and you can invest in maize or whatever they get out of maize, flour, and make money while at it. So new products coming in, you know, tell our customers, tell the public that you have new opportunities to make more money.
Thank you so much, Paul and James. Before you take it down, there are a few more questions to you. One of the people on our online audience is asking, will Ugandans be able to buy stocks on the Cheaper app? If yes, when will this be? And then the other one is, what is Cheaper doing to enhance financial literacy? And as a disclaimer, if you do have your question, please get it written down and forward it to Madam Allison. This applies to the media team too, so that we can have it aired. Yes, Mr. Tumrani.
Thank you very much. I'll start with what is in stock. So, as a technology company, we realize that there's a very huge opportunity when it comes to the growth of technology and the influx of wallets that are being created. Now, I'll just give you a small background of what the Ugandan financial inclusion strategy is. So the stats show that 66% of Ugandan adults have financial inclusion. And by the facts of mobile money, we have already 32 million wallets, and 60% of those are active month on month. Now, as a technology company, to your question that you raised to Paul on the penetration and the growth of SCD accounts and investor base in Uganda, we think that the accessibility awareness is very critical to make sure that we close that gap. We all know that mobile money was not a thing the last 10 years, but today mobile money is a neobank. So as a technology company, we're sure that we've been in the business for 3 years, and we're already hitting 5 million customers. So the reason, and one of the business propositions to the Uganda Securities Exchange was the fact that we would enable all Ugandans of walks of life to create an investment account, which is an SCD account, on the platform. Now, once you create that account, which is creation is very free, fortunately for people who have not invested yet, the key requirements, or what we call KYC, is very basic. Your national ID is enough to create a security central depository account. Now, we already have that with the wallets that are created through mobile money. And we're thinking that we would be the best positioned brokers to make sure that we go out to the market and spread that gospel. When it comes to the settlements, we've realized that initially and traditionally, like Biavgava said, is that the traditional investor today has to have a bank account, has to go to the bank to place the orders, both for buy and sell. And we're saying through integration of both the mobile money network and the banking ecosystem, we already have a partner in the digital payment space, which is Agency Banking Company, that has connected at least 22 tier 1 commercial banks out of the 26. That is a very good opportunity for us to tap in to make sure that at onboarding of your investment platform at the USE portal, you can include both your mobile money and your bank account. So that's going to give us very good penetration, and I'm very confident that that will give us very good mileage when it comes to penetrating the market. Then, so how ready is that product? Currently, we are at 80% completion of the integration. The Ugandans are going to be able to place both buy and sell and receive their dividends on the Cheaper app and decide on the termination. Termination is where you want to be paid. Do you want to be paid on your mobile money wallet, or do you want to be paid in the bank? So that should be ready by end of Q4, which is December. We should be ready and putting out on the market. And we shall invite you at the launch of this solution. Then another opportunity that we want to leverage on is the fact that the capital markets of East Africa want to create a common market. And Cheaper Cash is placed in such a position where we are the right product, or we are the right brokers to push out that message. For all who didn't know, if you realize the recent MTN IPO, there was an invitation of East African foreigners, what we call people from East Africa, from Nairobi, from Tanzania, from Rwanda, and that is where our footprint is. Currently, we are in 7 African countries, and we're saying we're able to push this message of getting both foreign investors, individual, and foreign investors, institution, so that we grow this market together. East Africa is growing as a block, and if I don't want to derail a lot if you look at NSSF today, I don't think they invest. If you're aware, if you look at their portfolio, they don't only invest in Uganda on behalf of their customers. They also look for opportunities abroad. So Cheaper Cash is placed to make sure that we tap into that opportunity and we make that solution ready for the local Ugandans and those foreigners in this market. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dan. As other questions come in, there's one that is going to Miriam from the Capital Markets Authority. Someone is asking, what is the Capital Markets Authority doing to support in the increase of the number of brokers on the Uganda Security Exchange? So I think the question is there any initiative you have in place, probably with the to increase the number of brokers? Over to you, Maria.
Thank you very much. In terms of our involvement in increasing number of brokers, I'll start by saying we've also been concerned as a Capital Markets Authority with the closure of brokerage firms. And that has caused us to look at the policies, to look at the laws, to be more facilitative, even in our supervisory approach, to really what is the closure of firms. The other thing we are doing is to make sure that we invest a lot of effort in public education. Because as a broker, if you have no orders, how are you going to generate revenue? So we all have a part to play as the investors. Investors that are going to encourage the supplies of these services. So the Capital Markets Authority initiative into investor education. We are working with a number of resources. These resources actually from the brokerage community, and whenever we go and talk about capital markets, we actually go with market intermediaries who can immediately open brokerage accounts, who can immediately translate that public education into an SCB account, and that there is action, immediate action. So those are some of our initiatives, and we are calling upon the investing public. When we see more products on the market, when we see more players coming into our market, we are calling upon you to trust that this is an industry that is regulated, it's an industry that is protected, it's an industry that has a securities regulator that belongs to IASCO. IASCO is the International Organization of Securities Commissions. So we are recognized internationally as a securities regulator. So when you put your money into any of the licensed firms, in order for them to buy and sell securities, it's protected. So we want to work with the public to deepen, grow, and develop our markets. Let's do this together.
Thank you so much, Miriam. I'd like to open it up again. If you do have any question.
Moses, apologies. Yes. There was a question that what are we going to do to increase financial inclusion and financial literacy? One of our agenda and strategies is to make sure that we do what we call joint marketing strategies. The USE already has a university program that is running, and Paul, I'm here to tell you confidently that we're jumping on that university plan. No one has done financial literacy, saving and investment solutions and education like the NSSF. So, Mr. MD and our board chairman, Cheaper Technologies is coming to join you on that journey of financial literacy. And we want to come out strong. But we also want to position and place the investment opportunities for all Ugandans. We're asking ourselves, where is the right market for us to get more ACD accounts? And I was discussing it with Paul, and we said, at the convocation or the graduation ceremony of any student in Uganda, that is the time where someone should at least create their wallet. Another opportunity is at your first payroll, because investment is a mindset. You understand? When you're receiving your first salary, you need to do, I know it's very tricky, but you need to know how to apportion your salary at the payroll. So we're saying we should be at that point where someone is receiving their first salary and they're making plans for the future for their money. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dan. The other one goes to Dr. Rachel. You know, with the outcry to increase the number of trading participants, the public would want to know, what do we have in place to preserve the quality of our trading participants and the general business conduct?
Thank you, Moses. A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Ours is to ensure discipline. Discipline, but also to create an enabling environment for growth, to deepen and broaden. And we've been very, very deliberate in terms of course, we have the rules, and those will not be bypassed. We also have the stick that disciplines those who have bad behavior. But we also have expanded our thinking and reasoning, and also gotten as much information as possible from the different segments as well as the brokers on what are the needs, what is trending, what is going to make the exchange thrive, what is going to make us grow, and we're making comparisons with the global market. So I want to say that we've created an environment that is enabling, an environment that is welcoming to brokers like Cheaper Technologies to come and try out the market, because there's an opportunity there. We have a large population. We have a population that is being pushed to adopt technology. We need to place ourselves and tap into that market. So as an exchange or as the business conduct committee, we are out to support growth, but also to create discipline and good practice in the market. So we are here, and like my board chairman has said, we're here to enable growth, to see the exchange comparable to the NYE, to the JSE, to the Nairobi Stock Exchange. Why shouldn't we get there? And we have to create room for such companies to come and test their products and serve the market, but in a very disciplined manner. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Rachel. Keywords there, in a very disciplined manner, means a lot. The final one for now goes to Mr. Richard Yarugaba. And someone is asking, with the common market in place, what are we doing to offer exposure for the USE within the common market?
So we belong to the Association of Stock Exchanges within the region. We have a lot of programs that we run with the Nairobi Stock Exchange, the Dar Stock Exchange, and the one in Kigali. So in that way, we keep in touch with the market. But more importantly, we've got partnerships. Partnerships both on the brokerage side, partnerships on the technology side. I believe that most of our service providers also provide services to the other exchanges within the region, and that gives us good reach. But if you look at the profile of our investors as well, you'll notice that many of them, although our majority tends to be local, but there is quite a lot of institutional investors and other investors outside of Uganda. And we believe that that is part of the reason that we need to contribute to them. But at the end of the day, keep improving in order to attract those new opportunities. I believe that, for example, Join as broker, because of the extensive coverage in the other markets, the other 7 African countries that he's talked about, you will notice that that will give us that impetus to show that you can even be able to do business with the people who are outside of Uganda.
Thank you so much, Mr. Byarugaba. And on that note, we would like to thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for attending this honorable ceremony. And I want to invite Alison back to offer her closing remarks.
Thank you, Moses. I don't really have closing remarks, save to thank everyone who has attended this morning. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being part of this interactive engagement as we welcome Chipa to the market. Thank you to the board, management, USC and the Chipa team, and CMA for gracing this occasion. And we look forward to engaging with Chipa on behalf of the staff of the exchange. We are ready to support you and make sure that your operations go smooth and guide you through navigating the rules. And I know the different brokers, some of who are represented here today, have intimated that they are happy to welcome you on board and partner with you and work with you to execute the orders that I hope will come through starting effective today. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and I wish you a lovely day and a good week.
Just to mention that the media team, you can draw close for photo moments and any key specific interviews. But also, I believe the breakfast table is still open in case you didn't come as early. Feel free to drop by and grab something. Otherwise, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, and have yourself a very good week.
All right, now those were scenes coming in live from the Uganda Securities Exchange admission ceremony of Chipa Cash. And Chipa now becomes a broker and the Securities Central Depository agent for the Uganda Securities Exchange. Back in the time, Chipa had not been regulated by the Uganda Securities Exchange, but now you can definitely do more of that with Chipa Cash. Well, and that is it for Smart Means Business today. We've gone in with 8 minutes past the hour of 10 o'clock. Thank you very much for being part of your daily Kickstarter today, Monday, the 29th day of August 2022. 2 days to go to say goodbye to the 8th month of the year and welcome the 9th month of September. And of course, you've been a wonderful audience wherever you are, and keep tuned to Smart 24 TV. It's channel 372 on DSTV, and GoTV is channel 394. The website is www.smart24.tv, and also when you get into our YouTube channel, Smart 24 TV, please do remember to subscribe and get more of the updates regarding business reports, business information, and business news. And our social media platforms are Smart 24 TV, only one on Facebook that differs a little bit with Smart 24 TV official. I'm Jerome Paul Sonko, still on social media at Jerome Paul Sonko. Thank you very much. Till tomorrow, have a blessed day. Good morning. I leave you with the SMB No Comment.